Welcome to the podcast 5 Minutes or Less. I am its host, Brian Doney. Welcome to the show, guys. I hope you guys have been having a great weekend. I have some exciting news. Next week, I'm going to release the first part of a 4-part adventure that this podcast has taken me on. Unlike some other episodes, these 4 episodes are directly connected to each other. It follows this story. And this story will be called Wearing a Lot of Orange Lately, which I noticed isn't necessarily the best title. It's kind of long. Maybe I should abbreviate it. What was it abbreviated? Okay, so I'm gonna abbreviate this as Wallul. It's an intense, but encapsulates the struggle that we have against Jimmy John's, and I hope you guys will enjoy it. Wallul. First episode will air next Monday. But today's episode's really good. We have Jameson Rogers on the show, who has his own podcast called Squeezed Cast Box. You can check that out on SoundCloud. Episode airs today, July 28th, as well. I don't think Rick Creamery got the chance to apply to that podcast, but it's still really good. I've listened to their episodes, and I think you guys will enjoy it, especially if you live in the Columbus area. As far as the random song of the day goes, I haven't been getting a lot of suggestions, which I guess has been happening because people just keep listening to the episodes over and over again and trying to memorize every single word that I've ever said, which I appreciate, guys. And it's no big deal. So weeks where the suggestions are a little light, or I will be from now on. I'll be going to this website called Random Song of the Day. It's a real website. You can check it out. They post a random song each day, and I'll just be taking their suggestions whenever the week's suggestions box gets a little light. You're still welcome to suggest me more songs by tweeting at me at Brian Doney, or at the podcast at 5 Minutes or going to the Facebook fan page, or going to my website. So feel free to still suggest me more songs. I love taking in your suggestions. But today, Random Song of the Day comes from randomsongoftheday.com. It's Closer by 9 Inch Nails. Here we go. You let me violate you, you let me desecrate you, you let me penetrate you, you let me complicate you. Help me, I broke my heart, I broke apart my insides. Help me, I got no soul to sell. Help me, the only thing that works for me. Help me get away from myself. I wanna fuck you like an animal. I wanna feel you from the inside. I wanna fuck you like an animal. My whole existence is flawed. You get me closer to God. Welcome to the podcast 5 Minutes or Less. I am your host, Brian Doney, and today we are ordering from another local pizza place of Columbus. Pie's Gourmet. I'm ordering their margarita pizza, and the reason why I'm ordering a margarita pizza is because when they bring me this pizza in 5 minutes or less, I want to open the door and tell the delivery guy that I do not want a margarita pizza, and nobody else wants one either, because that is a lazy man's pizza. You don't cook anything. The tomatoes they're still a tomato. They're not into a sauce. The cheese is a dollop. It's still like a solid. It's not melted on there at all. You guys either don't pay your heating bill, or you guys are just lazy. So I just want to tell them that. So if they do deliver this pizza in 5 minutes or less, not only will I have I've succeeded by getting them to bring it to me in 5 minutes or less, but also I will get them to stop having margarita pizza on their menu. And here waiting with me is Jameson Rogers. Thanks for waiting with me today, James.
Oh, no problem, man.
Yeah. Are you stoked?
I'm pretty pumped about it, honestly, because I like fresh tomatoes, and even though that's a shitty pizza, I'm just gonna take those tomatoes off and probably just...
Are you gonna so you're just gonna eat the tomatoes? Like, that's how bad margarita pizzas are. You just leave the pizza, but you take off the tomatoes, and you leave the rest of the pizza, but you'll eat the tomatoes.
Yeah, I have ranch dressing in my pocket. That's usually where I keep it.
See, that is gross, not because of the ranch, but because of the fact that you'll eat like solid tomatoes. Like I can't.
Oh really?
Yeah,
You're not a fan of tomatoes?
No, I can have them in ketchup and and marinara sauce.
Oh, really?
But, yeah, no, I can't. I can't do the diced or the solid tomato. You know, my grandpa, he one time he sent me a pot and some sunflower and some seeds, and one of the seeds was tomato seeds, and he was like, "Yeah, I was thinking you could grow tomatoes this summer, and then you can grow fresh tomatoes, and you can just take a bite out of them." I'm like, "No, that's what apples are for. You." We have apples now. I don't know what you were eating back in the Depression, but we don't need to go down to tomatoes. Like that's what the apple's for. We bite out of the apple. We don't bite out of the tomato. You crazy old.
See, I'm Italian, man. So like, I just like tomatoes and fucking everything anyway. Actually today I was at work. I work at Target, and they asked me to go grab some produce and stuff. And I thought for a second, like, I mean, just up at the counter, at the little food area, we have like fruits and vegetables and stuff like that. And I thought about grabbing a tomato, or like an onion or something, because no one would expect that. If you walk up to like buy popcorn and there's just an onion for you to buy, a single onion, it'd be strange.
Yeah. No. It's. I mean, it reminds me of that Holes movie that Shia LaBeouf did. Holes was like post Even Steven, but pre Transformers.
The sweet spot.
That was the sweet spot of his career. Yeah. He did 2 movies that were kind of good: Holes and that golf movie that he did.
The Greatest Game Ever Played.
That
was a decent flick. I liked that one.
Yeah. But you know, in Holes they found like onions, and they would just bite into the onion like that. Yeah. And I think I would rather do that
than eat a tomato?
Yeah, than bite into a tomato. Which I know sounds like, which to me, I mean, it still kind of sounds like, would you rather get shot or would you rather get stabbed? And to me, an onion is like, I'd rather get stabbed.
The onion is equivalent to being stabbed for you.
Yes.
That's
so how I look at
tomato
food.
is being shot then?
Yeah, tomato is being shot because there can be eggs. It can't end well, because if the bullet is still in there, then it could get lodged up into something and kill you. But if there's an exit wound, then you could bleed out. So either way, you're gonna lose when it comes to a tomato. But with an onion, you're just, it could stay in there and keep the blood in, or like. And, maybe someone's bad at stabbing you.
I don't know, man. I think that's a harsh view of tomatoes, honestly.
You're defending the tomato?
I can't help it. I have to defend the tomato. You know what I mean? I'm Italian, man. I can't help it.
Those fucking tomatoes. They need to go into that. They need to go in bottles of ketchup where they fucking belong.
How do you feel about olives, Brian Doney?
Ooh, olives. I'm not a fan. Not a fan of olives. I don't know why. That's a thing.
Oh, dude, black olives in my family are a serious thing. Like when we were kids, we all just would put olives on our fingers, like most normal people do with bugles. And that's how we do it, and just eat them off one by one.
That was one of the craziest things I ever heard. See, I'm glad I had you on, because I felt like I related to Italians, because I'll eat spaghetti and meatballs, and I'll eat plain cheese pizza, sometimes with pepperoni.
Yeah.
Maybe every once in a while with onion on it. But now I see I don't relate to you guys at all, because you bite in, you love tomatoes, you bite into them, so you'd rather get shot, and you stick olives on your fingers.
I'm not saying I'd rather get shot just because I like tomatoes. I'm not sure I agree with the system you've set up.
Oh, well, it doesn't look like our...
if it means that I'm going to get, like, if we can liken that to garlic, where's garlic on that
garlic,
on the spectrum of abuse?
I feel like, I would say garlic is kind of like pepper spray.
It's like pepper spray?
Yeah, because garlic repels vampires.
Oh, yeah.
And so garlic, and so it repels, and also because it doesn't do everlasting damage. I feel like it doesn't do it as badly as as a raw onion or as a raw tomato can. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But I do know I don't relate to you Italians at all. I just like 2 of your foods that are pretty basic and don't have a lot of flavor in them. But
shit.
But it doesn't look like
I mean, it's a shame, but it doesn't look like we're getting the margarita pizza anyway, because it's been about 5 minutes and the guy isn't here yet, which is unfortunate. I guess Pies Gourmet isn't gonna do it today.
5 minutes, come on, that's ridiculous. How have they not gotten here in 5 minutes already?
I know I'm not, I'm just trying to get them to be a better establishment, a better business, so that way we don't have to eat Jimmy John's for the rest of our lives.
I'm so tired of Jimmy John's.
Me too, man.
They're quick, but they're
they're too reckless. They cut me off when they were driving, and I felt like I could have died. But,
also, you know what? They closed earlier than they said they would. They said they're open late. I went there at midnight. That's not late for me. And they were already closed. And I was really bummed out about it. There was also a drunk guy walking by at the time, and he was like, "They're closed," which isn't relevant at all, but that's just what happened.
Like how you think that's late. You don't think that's late.
No.
But you're not thinking of maybe there's like a father working there. He's like, I hope I get home before midnight, because I would like to say goodnight to my son.
I would like to see my kids at some point tonight. Yeah.
I would also like to watch. I'd also like to watch 24.
Well, maybe you shouldn't have started working at Jimmy John's.
Yeah, an evil empire.
They should be on call all the time.
Well, no, I mean, even though I don't relate to your culture, Jameson, it's been a pleasure having you on the show.
Thanks. It's been really great being here, man.
Yeah.